Hi, welcome to level 4, lesson number 2. Okay, so we are going to be learning their first syllable division rule. This is the first step in working through multi-syllable words. It's a really exciting day for your student in their journey because up until this point they've only worked with one syllable words. Today we kind of unlock the power of decoding and understanding how to look at a multi-syllable word and decode it instead of guess at it. So we're going to start with a little review, which is a closed syllable word on the screen. And this word would say bed. Okay, your student is taught that this word says b, e, n, d. The E is saying eh as an Eddie here because it is closed. There's only one vowel in the word, and there's something closing it off, the N and the D in this case. But see, if we took off the D, this would still say eh as an Eddie, Ben. So it doesn't matter how many things are closing it off, just that there's one consonant closing it off. So here's a new word, and this is the first multi-syllable word that they're going to say. Or that they're going to see. So just by looking at this word, how many syllables will this have? It will have 2. How do I know that? Because there are 2 vowels right here. And they're not next to each other. They're not touching each other. So 2 vowels, not next to each other, not touching each other. And this is how we're going to divide this up. We are going to mark our vowels. So I've got a vowel here and I've got a vowel here. I'm going to kind of move these into their own rooms like this. And that leaves 1 letter in the middle. And so if there's 1 letter left in the middle, what you're going to do most of the time, again, most of the time, this is meaning about 70% of the time, you are going to push the N to the back. Okay? Now this creates an open syllable like we learned in the last lesson. And so right now this word is going to say bow, and the second syllable is going to say nuss. This is a closed syllable. So the word here is bonus, and this is how they're decorated or coded, okay? So that you know that this is an open syllable and this is a closed one. We also introduced the concept that the floss rule does not apply anymore, okay? So the floss rule we used in level 3, and that was for words that have 1 syllable. Our words now have multi-syllables, so the floss rule just doesn't work anymore, okay? So this word ends with 1 vowel, or 1 consonant, the letter S, okay? Bonus, okay? So let's do the same thing and work through how to decode this one. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to dot it or mark it with a V for vowel. And then I'm going to move them into kind of their own space here. Okay, I'm going to separate them. Sometimes we say we put them in their own rooms. Whatever they need to do, I want them physically pulled apart in their brain. So now where does the D go? Most of the time the D is going to go to the back, and that's what happens in this word. Now this is an open syllable again, so the first syllable says stew, and this is a closed syllable, and this is going to say dent, okay? And so the word is student. All right, so let's pick up the pace a little bit. Same thing, put it in its own room, push it to the back. First syllable, open, pre, second syllable, dict. That should be the teacup right here, predict, okay, predict. Now let's look at this word right here. How many syllables in the word? There are 2. How do you know? 2 vowels not next to each other. Go ahead and divide the word up. So we're going to push this to the back. Again, open A right here, bay. And what will the Y say? The Y is going to say E right here. So we have introduced the sound E as being part of a multi-syllable word. So in lesson number 1, your student learned that Y says I in 1 syllable words like my, try, buy, sky, spry, all of those, right? But in a multi-syllable word, the Y typically will make that E sound. So that is why it's not the word baby, it's the word baby. Okay? New word. So this just kind of refers to the fact that they have finished learning the cry baby rule. They've got both sounds. They've got the I sound for a one syllable word and they've got the E sound for a multi-syllable word. Okay, so what will this word be? We're gonna pull these apart, push this to the back. We've got an open I, tie, and an open Y, E, tiny. Next word. Again, here's my vowel here, here's my vowel here. They go into separate rooms. The C goes to the back. Open I here says bye. Now, as a quick reminder, the C followed by this watch out vowel here is going to say S. It's going to make it short or its soft sound. Okay, so biceps. Again, a C followed by a watch out vowel. Watch out vowels are E, I, and Y. They are going to change that sound of that C to the soft sound. So the word is biceps. Go ahead and divide the word. Again, boom, I pull this over here. Boom, I pull this over here. I push this to the back. Open A, crazy, crazy. Okay, so that's the first part. Now, remember when I said that that's going to work about 70% of the time? Let's look at some words that it's not going to work for, okay? And find out what the strategy is for that. So the first word we're going to come to is this word right here. And if we put them into, we do what we know how to do, put them into their own sides, push this to the back, divide right here. Well, this is going to be the word copy. And that is not a real word. So we're going to actually just simply move the P the other way. All right, now that's going to close this off. And this is going to make this say copy. That's the word that we want. So we'll look at a few more examples. Lime it. Nope, I want limb it. Limb it. Both closed syllables. Do I want the word closet? No, I want the word closet. Closet. Okay. Do I want the word, again, C next to an I, so that's going to affect how we pronounce the C. So remember the watch out vowels, E, I, Y. So we have an I and a Y here. We're going to push it to the back. The first syllable would say sigh, and this would say T, and that's not a real word. So boom, it goes the other way, sigh-T. The last one we would look at, put them into their own rooms. Push this to the back. Again, the C followed by a watch out vowel is going to make this sound. The word is recent. Is that a real word? Yes. So then I'm done. So again, most of the time, the first syllable division rule is going to work. Let's take a look at, boy, I have a lot of junk up here. Okay, let's take a look at the Barton notebook for your companion notebook. This is on or about page 55, and you have your first syllable division rule, okay? So we have the word robot, ... push it to the back. Most of the time it's gonna work. Sometimes it doesn't work, like the word memo. So that's detailed down here. So again, on or about page 55, your student will have a syllable division guide that they can use. Okay, let's take a look at the practice work. The practice work is going to start for book 4. Lesson number 2, extra practice number 3. Again, remember they start on, we do 3, 4, and 5 for practice work. 1 and 2 are in the book. So put a dot under each vowel and then divide it into syllables. I do want to do this with you so that you have some good strategies for your student if they are on the struggle bus with this, okay? So put a dot under each vowel and then divide them into syllables. Make sure that they become a word, right? And then circle each open syllable. So the word is begin, begin. I'm going to come back at the end. Do I want to do that? Yeah, it's just a lot of putzing around. So I'm just going to do these for the sake of time. And then I will come back and code which ones are the open syllables. Copy, copy. This word is going to divide after the end. It's going to go the other way. Punish, punish. The word is frozen, iris, upon, robot, saving, dot, my dots are not coming out very well, Irish, remind, again, is the word cabin? Nope, the word is not cabin, it's cabin. Request, halo, habit. Again, not habit, habit. Okay, let's look for open syllables. Open syllables are one vowel that is not closed. The door is not closed. There's no consonant after it. Okay, so like this E right here, this is an open syllable, but sigin is not. Cop, E, the Y is the open syllable. These are both closed. Frozen, iris, these are both closed. Robot, saving, Irish, remind, both closed. Request, halo, habit, both closed. Okay, so the green ones indicate what your students should have circled as far as an open syllable goes. All right, read a word in the first column, find a word in the second column that rhymes with it. Navy, gravy, focus, hocus, even Steven, lazy, hazy, student, prudent, rating, dating, Kino, Reno, and Lady Shady. Last one is just make 2 or more sentences by drawing a line between the who, the did, what, the where, the add-ons, blah, blah, blah. So that's that. Now let's look at your fluency for this lesson. Okay. I really want accuracy on this. If you start to notice that your student is doing a lot of guessing, I would rather them get 4 in a row right than guess at 10 of them and have half of them wrong, okay? This part is about control and establishing better habits that have nothing to do with guessing and using picture cues and things like that. We want your student to move beyond that. And it starts right now, and they've done all this work to build the foundation to get here. It is incredibly important that your student works through the division rules that they know to decode these words, so that they are not relying on memorization, so that they are not relying on being a good guesser. We already know our students are good guessers. They're smart kids. They have trouble decoding, so we need to strengthen that skill. So let's take a look at some of these words, and we're going to divide a few of these together, okay? So the word is acid, acid, okay? So I'm going to try it and push this to the back right here, but this would actually create the word acid, not the word I want. So I'm going to need to divide on the other side. Acid, acid. Okay, let's do the word 7. That's another one that goes the other way. Do I want the word seven? No, I don't want the word seven. I want seven, 7. Okay, the word is pokey. I want an open O here, pokey. Word is prison after the S. Biceps, Cecil, spicy, sit-y. Okay, So that's those. If they're struggling, just have them do a few and then have them code them. Okay, so this is closed, sev, and this is closed as well. Po, this is open, key, open. Prison, this is actually schwa. By, we'll talk about that later. If they want to code it, I would code it as short because I haven't taught them that yet. Biceps, that is short. Sill. Spy, C. Sit, E. Okay. So, lots of things. You can do the same thing in level 2, this on the next page. Okay, so again, level 4, lesson 2. You know, you can start playing tic-tac-toe if you want. Make sure your student is decoding beyond and logo and famish and Cajun. Also, make sure they know the vocabulary for these. You know, what does famish mean? What does Cajun mean? Those might not be words that everybody knows. So this is a really good time for you to help them expand their vocabulary too. All right, so that's it for level 4, lesson number 2. Read, decode. Don't memorize. That's my last little piece of advice.